Selling supercars is an art. Dealing with cars costing millions of pounds and the customers that want them is a specialism that not every car dealer can master. But there is a band of seasoned sales teams in the UK that have made selling £1,000,000 motors their life's work. In this special series of videos, I've been on the road to meet them.
I am not a stereotypical car dealer.
Look around their showrooms.
I mean, this is not your normal garage, as I'm sure you can see.
Check out their cars and find out what it's really like selling out-of-this-world vehicles to some of the most demanding people on the planet. Tucked away on a quiet industrial estate in the northwest of England sits a dealership like no other. For 40 years, Amari Supercars has been selling luxury motors to celebrities, wealthy business people and even royalty, all from its glass-fronted showroom here in Preston. The business is run by a husband and wife team, Saba, and the self-styled Sheikh Amari, who took over from his father nearly 2 decades ago. In that time, the passionate pair have expanded the premises into 2 purpose-built showrooms with a supercar servicing centre sandwiched in between. The dealership is always packed with priceless models from Ferrari, Porsche and Amari speciality Lamborghini, all carefully arranged like a very expensive game of Tetris. But in the competitive world of supercar dealing, what makes Amari stand out?
Well, obviously we've been established now over 40 years. You know, we were obviously involved in Lamborghini at a very early stage of our business, and it was around about maybe I'd say coming up to 17 years now, 18 years since I took over from my father, and then obviously we bought these premises here, and we've operated very successfully here in Preston. You know. To the world, I'll say. So I mean, yeah, it's a family-run business. You know, me, Saba, my son's just joined us as well now. I've got my nephew as well, Anil, and then we've got staff that work underneath us from there. You know,
What's it like working with family?
you know, it's great working with family because we're a family that doesn't switch off. You know, and the thing is that not everybody probably will see it the way we see it, because when they finish at 5, when a lot of people finish at 5:30, they switch off. You know, I think with us, when we go home, that's if we go home, that is. You know what I mean? Is that, you know, we can still talk about work and what deals are happening. We're not a business that's just here from 9 to 5. You know, we're here from 9 till 9 the next morning. Family does help. With staff being not there, sometimes you know you can't get hold of them. So.
Amari has an average of 70 cars in stock at any one time, ranging in price from hundreds of thousands of pounds to multi-millions. When we visited, the dealership had more than 100 cars available, worth a combined value of £60 million. These included a multi-million pound Ferrari Enzo, a brace of Ferrari SF90s and a Porsche 918 Spider. Deals are done at all times of the day, with many of the pair's best customers calling them directly on their mobiles.
Yeah, they are demanding, and that's why we're working around the clock. And don't forget, we're also dealing internationally as well. So my phone's on 24/7. So the thing is that it's not only demanding, it's just that we're dealing all around the world as well with these vehicles. Look, if you can buy a shirt online at a click of a finger, then why can't you buy a car online at a click of a finger? Or even just by dialing me and saying, look, I want to buy this car. You've got to be hands-on. And that is what I think makes you the top of the list for any client out there. They just want the best service. And you've got to make the customer feel most important ever. So yeah, they are demanding, and I don't blame them to be, especially when they're spending millions of pounds, hundreds of thousands of pounds. I don't blame them. I would want to be demanding. I would want the salesperson to walk around me, you know what I mean, or give me just the best service. So, I mean, the types of people that we're dealing with, if you're asking that question, is that we are dealing with high net worth individuals. On the other hand, we're dealing with royalty as well. I mean, a recent car that I bought off a gentleman from the Middle East that were very highly politically connected, you know, and it was just nice to deal with somebody of that sort of background, you know, very high importance. You know, his father was the president of the country. So,
What's it like selling supercars?
it's fantastic. It's you know, if we didn't have to sleep, it'd be fantastic. I can't wait to get to work in the morning. I mean, these supercars, the way they've come along in the last decade, leaps and bounds. I mean, they're just another new luxury item. People used to buy houses, people used to buy yachts, people used to buy jewelry, and I'm sure they still are doing now. But the car is your next jewelry piece, you know, that you step out of. You know, your car says everything about you. I think it's the best job in the world. You know, I think the next best thing from this would probably be selling jets.
There aren't many couples who can live and work together, but the Amari seem to make it work. When I visited, Sheikh Amari was busy on the phone, pacing up and down the showrooms. Saba, meanwhile, spent most of the day tucked away in the office, speaking to finance companies and getting deals sealed.
So I joined the company roughly 15 years ago. The business is very, very different now to what it used to be then. So Amari's very focused on the buying. I'm very focused on the structure of the company. So we just manage different roles.
And who runs the place?
I do. No, it's a 50-50 effort. We all have our little areas that we manage.
How would you describe your selling technique?
My selling techniques are, definitely no pressure sale going on or anything like that. I always look out for the customer. I'm invested in their best interest. I always try and make sure that, you know, it's not just about getting them into the car. When they exit the car, you know, we can look after them at the exit as well. So my selling tactic is sort of more long term.
The Amaris sell on average 25 cars a month and turn over around £40 million a year. Accounts for the business show that in 2021 they made £2.4 million profit. It's clear they enjoy the luxury lifestyle that comes with selling these £1 million motors too. Sheikh Amari is quite happy to tell me about the £1.2 million watch he's wearing during filming. Yes, £1.2 million. It's a Richard Mille, one of 5 in the world, and he's recently turned down an offer to sell it for nearly £1.5 million. I can't quite imagine how scary it'd be leaving home with a watch on my wrist that costs 5 times an average house, but then that's me. What do you drive, and have you got any cars in your collection?
Yeah. I would say I've got a lot of cars in my collection. You know what I mean? But on a day-to-day basis, for me, I drive a G-Wagon. That's my everyday car. Please, yeah.
And what's your favourite car?
My most favourite car is the car with the most profit.
I ask Amari to take me out in one of his signature cars, a candy white Lamborghini Aventador SV. While out on the roads near his showroom, he relaxes and opens up a bit more about his business and why he loves what he does.
Well, this is a Lamborghini Aventador SV.
Right.
It's quite a special car because they put a bit of lemon twist on it. The guy who I bought it off has put a Novitec conversion on it. So it's got the Novitec sports exhaust on it. It's got the Novitec wheels, the Novitec lowered suspension, and the Novitec body kit on it. So it's a pretty special car. As far as what I know, there's only another 2 more in the country. There was 4 cars, but the 4th one got crashed. A yellow one that I sold to this customer.
Oh, awkward.
Yeah.
You love your Lamborghinis, don't you?
Yeah, I do,
You're
yeah.
well known for them. I mean, what's this car worth, and how quickly do you think you'll sell something like this?
Well, look, the last one I had, it lasted around about, I think, 6 months. But I wasn't worried about it because it needed that special buyer to come and buy that car. A car like this today, they've actually gone up in price because everybody's talking about the SV, that it is the best out of the SVJ. I mean, it is a proper pure out-on-out driver's car, this is.
And what's this up for?
This car's up at 325, which is very much close to SVJ money.
Right. And do you love selling cars like this?
Oh yeah, of course I do, yeah.
And what is it that excites you about selling supercars?
I think for me, it's the excitement on the customer's face. It's just trying to feel the customer out where he's on the go. Every deal is individual. No car is the same. I might have 10 488s or 10 SVs, but not every single one of them is the same deal, same car. You know, it's just getting to know everything about the whole package.
I suppose you have a difference in customers. You probably have those people who are coming in, saved up their lives, always wanted to buy a Lamborghini or a Ferrari first time.
Yeah.
And you have those people who are buying for collections and buy these sorts of cars regularly. I take it's those first people that you love selling to the most, is it?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's great when you hear the stories, but you're going to ask the question, you know, what's your business? Where do you make money from? And to hear their stories and everything, it just shows you, because look, we've worked very hard as well to get where we are today. You know, I mean, I'm not being disrespectful, but I mean, there's people out there that haven't used the brains, that have just got lucky, and that's good luck to them, don't get me wrong. But it's always nice to know that you're selling somebody who's worked hard, who's earned their money well, that will respect the money and respect the product they're buying.
Do you have you ever dealt with any lottery winners who come in and just...
Yeah. We used to do a lot of lottery winners. You know, I mean, we don't come across them that much now, to be honest with you. But I think even if a lottery winner did walk through the door, we wouldn't really know, because we wouldn't want to say they won the lottery.
So talking about the people that sort of walk through your door, I mean, do you look at how they're dressed and how they're presented? I mean, some of the dealers we've been to see on this journey have said that some buyers have turned up on mopeds and bought Ferraris. I mean, have you had similar sorts of experiences?
I've had one guy turned up on a bus.
Really?
Yep, came by bus. But we weren't expecting him, number one, because I got here by bus, and we thought he was just joking, you know. So we said, no, seriously, how have you I've come by bus? But I said, look, I've come to buy a coffee today. Here's my funds. That's what I've got. I've got £250,000 to spend. What have you got for me? You know, and we ended up selling him an 812 Superfast.
Did he drive home in it that day?
And he drove home the same day, yeah.
Where's the smart investment money going now? I mean, what should people be buying?
I think classic cars are going to have a turn again. Okay.
And what would you class as a classic?
Anything that's pre 90s, you know, anything from that time or below that. I think those cars will go back over in price again, because number one, obviously, the prices did come down quite a bit, you know, and with the classic car market, it always has that roller coaster up and down, and that's what the beauty about this business is, that you invest at the low point. Like the stock market, you invest at the low point, and then you obviously sell at the high point, and that's what it will be, the same thing again with classic cars. I think classic cars are going to come back in a good way.
Would you describe yourself as a petrolhead? Do you love cars?
I do, yeah.
And is that why you're selling cars, or is it the deal? Do you like? Would you just be as happy as selling £1.2 million watches?
For me, it's the deal. It's a sizzle. It's meeting the people, isn't it? That's what it is. You know, like I say, I mean, every car is individual. Every customer's individual. You know, this is what I live for. You know, and yes, I am a petrol head at the same time. Don't get me wrong. Okay, but like I always say, I was born to sell cars. That's what I was put on earth for, to sell these type of cars.
And a lot of these businesses, like yours, are family businesses too. Do you think it's sort of what you do breeds your children to want to do the same thing?
My children will not do this.
No?
No, they won't do. Because the way we've been brought up, and we've lived through a very special time. If you think about it, we went through the 80s, the 90s. We saw the development, we saw this transition on cars. You know, by the time my kids start selling cars on a level that I'm doing it, it'll all be electric. It'll be another type of fun, don't get me wrong, and I'm sure they'll enjoy it, but this, pure V12, that sound, that V8, that V10, I mean, we've grown up knowing these cars transforming into what they are today, which they won't see.
So you do a lot of work on the prep of your cars, don't you? I
We
mean,
do, yeah.
Looking around the showroom, they are in pristine condition.
Yeah.
They're clearly lovingly looked after. That's important to you.
Very important. I'm a very meticulous person. I want my cars fingerprint free. This is why we're open by appointment only, and we don't really open to the public, because every one of my cars, as you see in my showroom, is absolutely spick and span. It's no fingerprints. You won't even find shoe marks in the carpets.
Wow. That sounds amazing. It's like you've taken the exhaust off.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. It's like a pack of lions roaring at you from behind, isn't it? Yeah.
So how often do people come out and do a test drive like this?
Good question. We're very lucky actually, because our test drives are probably, I'd say, 1 out of 20.
Really?
Yes.
What, the 1 out of 20 people who actually take one?
That's right, exactly, yeah. That's it, yeah. And when we do that test drive, we make sure we do it the wrong way around. We make sure they like the car, they've asked the wife, they've asked the dog, they give us a deposit, they've cleared for the finance. That's when we do. But I don't want to get my car dirty for no reason. It's as simple as they're so highly maintained, I don't want to do that. So that's how I work it. And they've got to be 100% sure. And some customers, they accept it, some people don't. I think the ones that don't accept it are the people that want to come for a test drive and not buy a car. And I mean, look, you've got YouTube, you've got Google that gives you all the reviews on these cars, you know. So, I mean, 1 in every 20 is a test drive.
Yeah. Back in Amari's showroom, a quick look around confirms he isn't lying about his attention to detail. His in-house team of valeters clearly do an amazing job. All the cars have deep shines, immaculate wheels and look brand new. Even the 20-year-old Ferrari Enzo looks like it's just rolled out of the factory gates. Selling cars for millions of pounds must be pretty memorable. Are there any that stick out for the pair?
Yeah, I think the most memorable deal is the Ferrari Enzo deal, which we very recently did. It was a car that we worked on for quite a few months to try and buy the car of the customer, and we did pay a lot of money for it as well. It was a car that we'd previously sold quite a few years back. Obviously, the client who we bought it off made a good chunk, okay, and we ended up selling that car for a record price of $3 million.
There's several deals that stick out in my mind, but the ones that are always close to my heart are the ones, you know, that are a bit more family orientated, where it's, you know, maybe someone buying for someone's first supercar. So like a father bringing his son in for his first supercar, or, you know, someone where they've worked really, really hard and they've just got to their goal.
And have you sold any cars to any famous people?
Quite regularly, to be honest, yeah.
Any you can tell us about?
Not on camera, no.
What's the most expensive car you've sold?
Myself individually, I mean, I've sold several memorable cars. We've done, you know, Bugattis, we've done P1s. There's been several cars really, but to put a price tag on it, it just, you know, I'd rather not do that.
The Amaris have built a huge following on social media. Their Instagram account has 128,000 followers, and some of their most popular videos have amassed hundreds of thousands of views. But the couple say they've actually always been at the forefront of digital car sales. They tell me they were one of the first car dealers in the country to have a website. But why do they think they're successful?
In our business, the way we look at it, we're very down-to-earth people. We're not big-headed. We come across as we are, you know. I think when you're dealing with a customer out there that's buying a £3 million car, you've just got to be switched on. I mean, you got to know what you're talking about. You got to know your product, and the product does the selling itself. If you buy it right, it sells correctly. I mean, there isn't much to say to the customer besides, have your greetings, how are you, how's the weather, what holidays are you doing this year, that type of thing. You know what I mean? I mean, the art of selling without selling, if you get what I mean. That's how we do it. I think the most important thing is that your persona needs to be right. You got to just have the right mindset, and just be honest. That's it. That's how we work it in our business.
Why do you sell supercars and not anything else?
Why do I sell supercars and anything else? It's the people. I think it's what it's not like that. It's what I've done all my life. I've never sold low-end cars. I never started at the bottom. It's very important. I always started off when my business started, and when I took over from my father. We've always been at the top level, and this is all I know. I don't know anything else.
Selling supercars is clearly a competitive business. There aren't many car dealers selling vehicles costing millions in the UK, and they all know each other. But that doesn't mean they have to like each other. They often meet at auctions and are usually pitched against each other by sellers looking to offload their supercars. That means competition is rife.
Competition is very healthy. We've got obviously other people trying to do the same business, but not doing it on the same level as us. It's very important we buy our cars. We do take a percentage of cars on sale return, which we all do, but that percentage is very, very small. For example, if a customer bought a car off me and he wanted to sell it, he wants to give it to me back on sale return, I will then take it. Okay, because I don't want that car to go anywhere else. I don't leave the option for him. But the thing is that our business compared to our competitors, I think personally, from what I am told from customers, that we are number one at our game. Our stock, you go to our website and have a look and compare our stock to a lot of other people. I mean, some people have got cars ranging from 10,000 up to £1 million. Our cheapest car is £100,000, and we range up from there. So for me, and for how I look at how I'm set against the other people, I think I'm on another level with my cars.
I am not a stereotypical car dealer. If you put me on a market stall and asked me to sell some oranges, if I didn't believe in the oranges, I wouldn't be able to sell them. Every little thing matters. We have our showroom, we have our workshop, we have a body shop, we have a detailing centre, we have absolutely everything in-house, so I can control the quality from start to finish. Maybe I'm too much of a control freak, I don't know.
My study technique is being Tom Hartley. I do it 7 days a week, 365 days a year, including Christmas Day. That's what I do, and that's why I'm called the deal maker.
We've had someone turn up on a £5,000 moped and buy £1 million Aston Martin, a 177, and yeah, so he turns up and you think, this can't be serious.